So this is it. See, we're backwinding on the head saw there. So literally, and the autopilot alarm is going off in the background, but this is us literally just entering the trades. Wind has now shifted through about 120 degrees. It's coming for about a true wind angle of, I don't know, what's that? 90? Close? Close enough? Beautiful day. Minus the lack of wind. Just deal with that. So that's it. See you later, southwesterly monsoon. The trades are here. And they'll be here until I get to at least the Solomon Islands. But I should probably trim those sails. Alright, day 11. Feeling much better today than I did yesterday. Just really flat, emotionally drained, and the weather was all over the place, shifting through all points of the compass. Wind at like 2 knots, 3 knots at best. So it was just a crappy day's sail all around really. So I put the engine on, furled the headsail, and just basically let the engine do the work all night. Otherwise, you know, I would have been up every half an hour for little to no gain. But, you know, it got me through the transition. Now well and truly in the trades. About 10 knots of breeze, pretty much coming due east, so 90 degrees true wind direction, which means I'm heading a little bit further south than I would like, but that's okay. Boat speed's pretty good, 6 to 7 knots, and it looks to be much more stable. Yesterday there was pockets of rain just all over the place, and that's in part I think was driving the shifts. You know, the squalls would just push the wind through, you know, and then the next one would be from the totally opposite direction. But yeah, today looks a lot more stable. Certainly forecast to not be any rain, hardly any clouds in the sky. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. I threw the fishing line out for a little bit yesterday, but didn't get any action, but also didn't see any flying fish. So I've seen quite a few this morning. So I'm thinking of throwing it out as soon as I've written my blog. Pretty much used up all of my fresh food, certainly fresh meat. So catching a fish would be pretty helpful. Otherwise I'm on to tinned stuff, which is absolutely fine. But you know, I wouldn't mind a fresh tuna or dorado. Anyway, see how we go. But yeah, feeling much better. It's part of the grieving process, I suppose. I didn't, you know, come out here for a holiday. I'm out here for adventure and to heal. And so, you know, I'm glad I've really started to open that wound up, to grieve for what's lost, but also to live for what can be. You know, there's a huge amount of excitement and positivity ahead of me, but I really feel that to do that justice and to really make the most of the potential, the possibilities, that I've really got to just got to go through this grieving. I've got to, you know, from my marriage, from my son, business, all of it. And so it's day 11. I'm glad that that's happened. You know, it's going to be at least 35 days out of work, at least. And so I feel that's probably a good time to start. You know, that first few days kind of was pretty intense, but I'm glad now in hindsight that I had that. I think it was an exciting way to start. And now I've really got the time. I've got the time to just dive deep and to really try to both explore and understand and just to, yeah, wounds just need time. They need time to heal. Sometimes there's nothing you can do to them. You just got to let them heal. And time can be so powerful like that. And so I've got time out here. I don't want to be jumping 2 steps ahead and focusing on what I'm going to do when I get to Australia, but what are the you know, how do I reframe my world? How do I use the time that I've got? You know, I've got plenty of living left to do, and I feel like I've got plenty to give. Just taking time for that. Heaps of time to work that out. Right now, I've just got to allow the grieving process to unfold and not dodge it, not skirt it, not run away from it. Just let it do its thing. So yeah, so I'm not going to push myself too hard today. You know, do a few chores, nothing major. Yeah, just keep on going. Just keep going. So dawn, day 12. Pretty rough conditions overnight. I haven't slept yet. You know, a steady 20 knots, probably 30 plus knot squalls, about 3, I think, maybe 4. And big wind shifts as well, so the winds really move through about 120 degrees. So give you a look out here. I want to go is that way, exactly where the wind's coming from, exactly where the west's coming from, and just too windy, too big for me to sail close along in there right now. So forecast to die a little bit this morning, so I just tacked over. Basically I'm heading both directions, I'm heading backwards, but there's not much I can do. Something's going to break if I sail into that. I don't feel like breaking anything this morning. So, yeah, bit of an interesting night. Be good to get some sleep. I think it's going to be a while off right now. Video blog day 13? Yeah, day 13. I've got day 13 out, so yeah, it must be day 13. Still frustrating. Feels like I'm in the doldrums. I'm like 1,000 miles away. The wind is just shifting all over the place, and it has been for days. There's just little pockets of storm cells. Outside of those, there's little to no wind. Near those, there can be a lot of wind. Thankfully, I managed to sleep well last night. It made a huge difference. Previous night, didn't sleep at all. So a lot of sleep to catch up on. Excuse me. One of these squalls just came through. I managed to catch a little bit of water. I got about 6 litres. So the rain harvesting technique certainly needs a little bit of improvement, but it's it's okay. At least I'm catching something, so that's pretty good. And I don't need to get up on the bow now, so that makes it easier as well. So as you can probably hear, I've got the engine on. Just because I can't really be bothered sailing in 3 knots of variable light wind, and I just want to get out of here and get into something, and so hitting a course of 130 degrees, and really hoping that the wind can fill in and that I can get some decent sailing underway in the next 2 hours, I suppose.
Let me go. I don't wanna be your hero. I don't wanna be a big man. I just wanna fight with everyone else. Your masquerade. I don't wanna be a part of your parade. Everyone deserves a chance to walk with everyone else, while holding down a job to keep my girl around, and maybe buy me some new strings and her a night out on the weekend. And we can whisper things, secrets from our American dreams.
day 14. My birthday! Happy birthday to me! I've got a glass of champagne. Delicious food. Oh my god, I've been saving this food for like 2 weeks. Got some dolmatas, some camembert, some brie, some ham, and some smoked salmon. Doesn't get any better than this. So good. I poured half the champagne out though, because I'm terrified that after 2 glasses it's going to taste so good that I just keep on drinking. And this is the last place you'd want to be drunk. So 2 glasses, that's it. I mean. But you know, worst places to spend your birthday, that's for sure. Grateful that I'm now on a bearing for the waypoint, which is really cool. Last few days the headings have been terrible, and this wind and this pressure is forecast to be sort of not dissimilar for the next 5 days. So you know, I did have about 145 nautical miles last 24 hours, and if I can do that for 5 days, that's pretty good. That'll get me sort of through the worst of this really remote and, I'm honest, quite dangerous part of the trip. If anything goes wrong out here, there's just no one around, nowhere to go. And I'm pretty conscious of typhoons. It's been 2 weeks now, or more than 2 weeks, and no low pressure systems, which have been really good. It's certainly the biggest risk out here. June isn't too bad. They really start to pick up in July, August, September when the oceans are a little bit warmer. So, and there's nothing forecast for the next 14 days. So, it should be fine. I'm not worried about it, but I feel like I've had a few close calls. The underwater volcano, which was pretty terrifying, and then 2 nights ago with that rogue cardinal marker, the buoy that I don't know how I didn't hit. It missed by centimeters. Both of those could have gone either way, and I'm counting myself pretty lucky, to be honest. But I feel like luck can't last forever, so I'm pretty keen to get out of. I'm pretty keen to cross the equator, to be honest, just to get into the southern hemisphere, get away from the risk of tropical storms. And then once I'm in the southern hemisphere, there's nowhere is far away. There's always the island within 100 miles, which I can always motor to. Always have enough fuel to be able to motor that distance. And then of course I'm not going to get these rain cells that I'm getting in the northern hemisphere. winds. So, you know, you might get a cell come through, it blows 20-25 knots for an hour, shifts through 30 degrees, and then it drops down to 5 knots again, which is just, it makes for a little bit frustrating sailing, particularly if they come through at night, and you know, you've got to get up and just deal with it, really. It's a little bit painful. So yeah, a lot to look forward to with the Southern Hemisphere. My home hemisphere, no risk of tropical storms, none of the monsoonal challenges, the wet season challenges I've been facing, and just close to home, close to safety. It's about 1,000 miles away, so, you know, don't want to get too carried away and too excited. Right now I just need to focus on the task at hand, which is just keep the heading for the waypoint. Get as many miles under my belt as I can. Keep the boat sailing well, stay safe. So just thought I'd give you a glimpse into where I sleep at night. So this, depending on which tack we're on, this is my little bunk here. This is the boys and the family up on the wall. So basically, I sleep with my head right here, right next to the chart table. So that way I can put my head up and just see what's happening. You can see what the wind's doing, wind speed, wind direction, and ideally go back to sleep. Doesn't always work out that way. So right now we're on a starboard tack, so the boat's heeling over on the port side just here. So this is ideal to sleep on. But if you're on a port tack, you just jump over there.